All right, boys. We're back with the critically acclaimed top 5.
Let's go. Critically acclaimed. And it fits well with our topic, right?
It does.
Saying critically acclaimed.
Critically acclaimed top 5. Listen, we have been known to change the legacies and the financial implications of the top 5 with our picks.
Right.
That's why it's critically acclaimed.
Yes.
So we're about to turn some people on to really good sitcoms tonight. We're doing a draft style top 5 best sitcoms of all
Gabe's
time.
already ready for the
Let's
rock,
do
paper, scissors.
rock paper scissors. Here we go.
2 out of 3. Yeah.
No, not 2 out of 3. Just do 1.
Just one? Okay. Rock, paper, scissors, shoot. Man, I get
Christian
first pick.
gets
every
it first.
time.
Here we
Golly.
go. Christian gets pick number 1, round 1. Christian.
I really did not want the first pick. I didn't. I honestly didn't. I almost want to defer.
You could trade your picks. Do you want to do a?
No, because I can't get anything in return. Actually, I'll trade you first pick this week for first pick next week.
Oh.
All right, I'll ride.
All right,
I'll rock.
take it.
I'll rock with that.
Or you could trade him the first pick, but you get to veto one of his picks and
Nah.
pick it for yourself.
Nah, too complicated.
We'll just trade picks.
I'll just
week
take
to
it
week.
straight up next week.
If this happens next week, I could trade it back to you.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
We'll rock.
All right, so Gabe, in a massive draft day deal, now gets the first pick.
Number 1 for me, and obviously we're going off personal preference, and
Absolutely.
I don't want to go full critically acclaimed
No.
IMDb rating, although I may reference one here at some point. I'm gonna go Entourage. Really love Entourage. What was done on HBO back in the day? You know, you got Vinny Chase, you got Johnny Drama. One of my favorite episodes is the one with Johnny Drama talking about his implanted calves. Is good, really, really good comedy, but it's mixed with the world of superstardom, celebrity stardom, and I like that mix in a lot of ways. And I also think, like, if I have like I have my choices written down, I think HBO does really well at differentiating sort of the because sitcom, situational comedy, they have different situations, right? The Righteous Gemstones is one they have now on HBO. They've had Curb Your Enthusiasm with Larry David. Like, I think they do a really good job of differentiating the style of sitcom they do, and I think Entourage, for me personally, that's my number 1.
Yeah, what's the actor in there? What's his name? Jeremy
Piven.
Jeremy Piven.
Yeah. Ari Gold.
What? I've never seen Entourage, but I
Go watch it, bro. Very good.
What movie is he in? Why can't I think of it? Where he's the car
Several.
salesman? Where he's the car salesman?
Oh, I can't.
You know
think
what I'm
off the top
talking
of my head.
You know what I'm talking
What's
about?
the movie
You'd
with
have to
Will
remind me.
Ferrell and when he played the frat party house?
Old school.
Dude, he's
Jeremy Piven's the
dean.
Yeah,
Dean.
he's the dean.
Yeah.
Like the nerdy dean.
Probably the greatest Will Ferrell
Ari
movie.
Gold is one of the best characters. Actually, I'm not even gonna say one of the best. He's probably the best character that Jeremy Piven's ever played. Ari Gold. He's the agent. He's Vinny Chase's agent. It's unbelievable.
Okay. Well, maybe have to check that one out. Okay.
And there's a movie. The movie was kind of blah.
My number 1 overall pick. I don't think you're gonna like this. This doesn't seem like something that you would watch, but this is. I'm gonna say this is my all-time favorite by the thinnest of margins. But How I Met Your Mother.
Fair. Fair.
That was like one of the first.
To Barney.
Yeah, Barney Stinson.
Yeah.
Ted Mosby. That was one of like the first sitcoms that I really got into because I used to not be a big comedy guy. When it came to TV, I'm still not necessarily like the biggest of comedy guys. I feel like when I was a kid, like comedy was my favorite. But then as you grow up, you kind of get a little bit more diverse in your liking. So How I Met Your Mother was the first one that I like really got into and really enjoyed. And I think I've watched it all the way through like 3 times.
So the personal preference for me would be, if I'm differentiating between comedies, like How I Met Your Mother is very TV-13. I like that I like raunchy, hilarious, wild comedy.
Yeah.
Where like real life situations, of course, but you can cross that line. That's what I like.
Yeah. Okay. So here's my biggest reason for How I Met Your Mother being number 1. So, and this is kind of my not dislike, but this is like kind of my one issue with comedy in general.
Okay.
Usually there's nothing connecting it, right? usually it's just funny to be funny.
Right.
And I like stuff with substance. Like, I like something that I can, like, get invested into. And most comedies, like, you can't really get invested into. It's just like, I'm here for the laughs. Eastbound and Down would be my perfect example of I'm just here for the laughs.
Really? That ties together, though.
It does. It does, but it doesn't, you know what I mean? It doesn't tug at your heartstrings also.
Like, you like the realism of the character.
I like
a more realistic character.
Yes, I like being able to get invested to them, and that's why How I Met Your Mother.
Watch Entourage, bro. Watch it.
But that's why that's my number one, because like I really got invested in those characters. It feels like, you kind of know those people, as weird as that sounds. But yep, that's number one for me.
Number 2 pick for me.
Hold on.
Whoa,
Technically, Christian gets the number 2 pick because all
he traded it.
All he did was trade his number 1.
All right.
Oh, that is,
number 2
that
pick.
is
Go.
true.
Come on.
Number 2, hands down, and this is like, it was this close to being number 1, but That 70s Show is number 2 for me.
They're trying to do the relaunch.
So how do you like that 90s
that
show?
90s show? It's okay.
The same parents.
It is, which I love. Red and Kitty,
right?
Deborah Jo Rupp and Kurtwood Smith, awesome. Like they kind of make that.
Knowing those
show.
names off top is impressive.
That was super impressive.
Y'all know how I roll. I like to.
Okay.
I like to be in the know.
Okay.
But yeah, I love That 70s Show. That actually probably is the first sitcom that I ever watched, like legitimately. When I was a kid, my grandma watched us when we grew up, when we were younger, like before we started school, and my uncle had like a full box set of That 70s Show. And so maybe it wasn't before I started school. Maybe it was when like she would pick us up after school. Whatever, that's irrelevant. Right. But yeah, I started watching that when I was probably 10 or 11 years old because my uncle had the box set, and then I still watch it. I still watch it. Like, I mean, like
Malcolm in the Middle was one at that time. Yeah. Like there's a bunch of those that I could throw in there, and I might throw one in later.
Which isn't it crazy? Malcolm in the Middle. Bryan Cranston played the father.
Yeah.
I mean, that was such a goofy show, and he was such a goofy character.
And then what he developed into,
and what he's now with. I know, obviously, Breaking Bad, probably the greatest show ever, in my opinion. But then, have you guys seen Your Honor?
Your Honor?
Have you seen Your Honor?
Yeah, he's awesome in Your Honor.
I haven't caught Your Honor.
You need to check it out.
HBO Max.
It's legit. Yeah, it's legit.
All right, number 2 pick for me. We ready?
Yeah.
You brought it up earlier, and you said you didn't like it.
No, I did not say I didn't like it.
I gotta go Eastbound and Down.
It's
another
HBO
show.
It's on my list.
Another HBO show, and the comedy in there.
Dude, Danny McBride is second to none.
Is so funny, and I've seen him play a lot of different characters. I've seen him play himself in movies.
Yeah,
that is the best job he ever did with Kenny Powers.
Kenny Powers is
it's
hilarious.
not. I mean, it's just not close.
Yeah, no, it's on my list.
And the storyline's funny too in itself. He goes to Mexico, and he's just right. He's a travelman pitcher. It's the subject matter is funny in itself, and the way he delivers, and the comedy itself it's got to be up there for me.
Yeah, it's solid. I'm with you. I like Eastbound and Down. It's quite hilarious. Number 3 for me. Also, I feel like this is probably a show that you wouldn't watch, but because I kind of see where we're kind of splitting here.
No. You'll see.
You'll come back around.
Yeah, you'll see.
New Girl for me. Number 3.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it that good?
Anybody can make fun of that if they want to, but that show is absolutely hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. Like, Schmidt is one of the characters in that show. I'm assuming by the reactions, neither one of you guys have ever seen that show. But Schmidt is one of the funniest TV characters of all time, bar none. And it's kind of similar to How I Met Your Mother in the fact that it's like, it's continuation. It's not just, one funny episode after the other. Like, they actually invest you in the characters and their lives and what's going on, and you kind of start to see the way that the characters are developing and stuff like that. So I'm a big fan of New Girl. Now, so those first 3 shows I mentioned, How I Met Your Mother, That 70s Show, and New Girl, those are the only TV shows that I've ever watched multiple times.
No.
I've watched all of them like 3 times, I think.
I'm going to transition here with my 3rd pick.
All right.
You went 2 HBO shows, storylines, HBO in general has some good ratings when it comes to just anything they put out. I'm going to escape from that and go sort of more the How I Met Your Mother route, if you will. I'm going to go King of Queens in this spot. Kevin James, Leah Remini, and the best character by far is Arthur, Jerry Stiller's character, the grandfather, the dad. It's just, it really is. It's the one. I usually don't like the style of sort of show to show. It just everything erases and you start anew. I don't usually like that. But I think, when it comes to sort of the nostalgia pick for me, and I think the humor in there is good enough that I sort of follow along. King of Queens, little throwback there.
Yeah, I like Kevin James. Okay, number 4. See, there's so many different routes to go with this. Like, part of me wants to go, like, throw it back to, like, the kid days, like my younger days.
Right.
Because once we get done with
sitcoms, there's a lot of nostalgia picks you can make. Like,
yes,
truthfully.
Absolutely.
Like, people would say Friends. I'm not a Friends fan.
not a Friends
Never
guy.
liked Friends, but people would say Friends.
No, not for me.
The Office is out there still if you wanted The Office.
I don't like The Office.
Yeah.
So, if you want that one, you can have it. But I think when we're done with this top 5, I think I do want to give a couple honorable mention shout outs because I do have a pretty lengthy list. But I'm gonna deviate kind of from my first 3 and go to one that's a little more just, no, I don't want to say lighthearted necessarily, but more of just like lay down, chill, and laugh just to laugh, and that's Family Guy.
Okay.
To me, the goated cartoon sitcom, like in that genre of like more harsh, crude comedy, when it comes to like South Park, American Dad, Futurama, Simpsons, stuff like that. To me, Family Guy is the only one of those that I really enjoy. I'm not like I said, I don't like the non-storyline and just funny to be funny normally. And Family Guy is by far my favorite in that area.
If you're going to do a good cartoon, I think you need, and like South Park would fit this too, although I'm not a big South Park guy, it won't be on my list. I like the political commentary. I like the just real life situation commentary, making fun of people. Yeah. And I like the lightheartedness of it. Family Guy's a good pick. I can't hate on Family Guy. I mean, I grew up on it.
Right.
Truth of the matter. For me, I'm going to go number 4. It's a crossover between the shows that start anew every episode and the shows that sort of tie in together. I'm going to go Schitt's Creek here. Really, really good. The Rose family gets knocked out of their $1 million mansion and they end up in Schitt's Creek, and they have to sort of start their life new, and every single character in that show has like a different role, and you can follow them different episodes and follow along. They're all funny, they all have their quirks. I just think it's well written and really was well produced.
Yeah, I think I watched like the first 2 episodes and didn't really get into it and never like circled back around to it. So
it's solid. It's very solid. And
how many? What are there, like 3 or 4 seasons now, bro?
Oh,
are there more? Than
I think more than that.
I don't know.
Kenny, you have to look up on that. I forget. I think I ran. I think more than 3 or 4 though.
Maybe, I don't know. I remember when it first came out, a lot of people were talking about it, so I tried it out and just.
They're in their 6th season right now.
6th season, yeah. So I just.
No, they're done. They're done.
Oh, they're done?
They're done.
Okay.
6 seasons.
Okay, 5th for me. This is the heaviest of heavy nostalgia picks for me. And you probably think I'm going like Nickelodeon route here, and I'm going way further back than that.
Okay. Rugrats? I'm just kidding.
No, not that far. Well, actually further than
All
that.
grown up.
Way further than that. I still watch this show.
Okay.
To this day. Like, it's one of my, chill at night, go to sleep shows.
Okay.
Love it. Always will love it. Don't care what anybody thinks. The original animated Scooby-Doos. Don't care.
Can he laugh with me, please?
He is laughing.
What's going on?
I don't care, man. There's so
laugh into the mic for that one. What?
Okay.
Scooby-Doos, the original,
like the 1970. Yes. 1970 Scooby-Doos.
It helps you go to sleep.
And actually, I can combine all these if you want me to, like the What's New Scooby-Doo that came out like in the early 2000s. All the animated Scooby-Doos. There's like 3. There's like 3 animated.
I can't do this right now,
dude. I'm telling you, like,
can we even call that a? I mean, I guess it's a sitcom. Yes, there are mysteries. There's a situation, and there's
right.
Yeah, okay.
And I love them. I think they're so good. I think the ones from the 70s honestly still hold up. Like I still enjoy them.
Hold up to what?
I can't do this.
You do like
No way.
You do like true crime.
Okay.
Exactly.
Does that fit?
It strokes my true crime warrants.
Oh my!
If it wasn't for you,
Scooby Doo,
pesky kids,
Yes.
It's meddling.
and that
kids.
dog of yours.
and that dog.
Hate on it all you want. I knew it was gonna be hated.
Hey,
on.
but know what I'll say?
So
Sidebar: as a kid,
Yeah.
remember the Scooby snacks, fruit snacks?
Oh, yeah.
those were bussin'.
Those were banging.
Bussin'.
So I could have went a lot of other
I
routes
can't
with
believe
this.
I just said bussin'.
You did.
Golly,
I could have went a lot of other routes with this to please.
the little blue ones were the best though.
Yeah,
by
they
far.
were. To please you guys and to please other people, but this is my
Well, I'm gonna
list.
go with a non-pleasing pick here.
Okay.
With my last one, I told you that you're gonna hate this pick. You probably haven't watched it. It's a cartoon, and I truthfully, when we talk about a cartoon having a storyline, not necessarily real life situation, but real life emotion, I'm going Rick and Morty here. Rick and Morty, if you go look at it too, it's interesting. Like, probably rated by less people and probably not as watched by some of the higher end, critics in the world. But you go to IMDb, that's a 9.1. That's one of the highest rated sitcoms of all time. And when it comes to, that cartoon genre, I think they do it the best by a long shot. And really, if you've seen it,
No.
it's the smartest man in the world, Rick Sanchez, and his sidekick grandson Morty, and they travel through the universe, and that's basically what it is. And they go to different planets, and they have different situations that arise, and there's some recurring themes and storylines throughout. But like Family Guy starts anew every episode, and
Yeah.
there's no real recurring. There's some recurring storylines, but not like
Right.
overarching that you really need
Yeah.
to know
Absolutely not.
to understand that show. I think Rick and Morty ties that all together certainly better than any cartoon
Yeah.
sitcom that we've ever seen.
Well, you know who you could be best friends with?
Who?
James Wiseman loves Rick and Morty.
Yeah. That was his favorite show.
Rick and Morty. When James committed to Memphis, his entire recruitment package was built around Rick and Morty.
It's hilarious too when you tell people that you're like a Rick and Morty fan.
Yeah.
'Cause I don't know any Rick and Morty fans that are not like diehard Rick and Morty
That's what I was going to
fans.
say.
Like,
Rick and Morty's the kind of show that has an avid fan base. It might not be
like as big as Family Guy or
as
South
big
Park.
as Family Guy or South Park or The
yes,
Simpsons,
But they're
but you
diehard.
follow
but
it.
they're diehard.
Yeah.
If
that's true.
if they drop a new season, you're watching it right
Yeah.
then.
So let's give some honorable mentions. I'm curious if any of these strike chord with you. I have Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yep, that's in there.
I'm stunned that didn't make anybody's top 5.
I thought about putting it at 5, but I couldn't do Scooby-Doo like that, guys.
The greatest, you want to talk about heartstrings, the greatest heartstring clip ever that still goes around.
It's a great show. It's on my list.
Yeah, it's
on my list.
it's on mine too. Home Improvement. Used to love Home Improvement.
I didn't have
Little
that
Tim
in there.
Allen.
No.
Full House. I had on mine.
Nope.
Blue Mountain State.
It sounds like you watched Nickelodeon at night, Nick at Night.
No, not
Full
any-
House?
Not anymore. Blue Mountain State.
Not anymore. I'm talking about.
Is that
back
the
in
football
day.
show?
Blue Mountain
Yeah.
State. That's a good one. It went
Yeah.
on my list.
Yeah.
A great one.
And then more Nickelodeon shows. Drake and Josh and iCarly. I thought about putting Drake and Josh at 5 also.
For me, my honorable mentions are The Office, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Larry David. That's
So good.
it's really a hilarious one. But I'll say about that is you have to understand the humor and you have to understand like who Larry David is to really. He wrote Seinfeld,
Yeah.
so you have to understand that. I had Fresh Prince of Bel-Air as well, and then my last honorable mention, it was number 10 on my list, and it's newish, and I think they got renewed for another season. But Righteous Gemstones, Danny McBride again, HBO show.
People are going to hate our list. No Office. No Parks and Rec.
That's
No-
fine.
No Cheers.
That's fine, bro. That's fine. It's all
I know.
good.
I mean,
Let me ask you this.
Stay true to ourselves.
What are some of the most overrated sitcoms? Just give me a
Friends.
couple.
Friends, The Office.
And I had it on my list, but I'll say The Office.
Okay.
The Office for me, when
Office
I
is-
watched it, I've watched it 2 times over. The first time I was like sleeping sleeping.
I've tried to watch it
TV.
multiple times and just could not get
Steve
into
Carell and that sense of humor, it's just sort of
it. And
can fall flat on
Friends,
some
I
folks.
tried it too. Didn't like it.
Friends is severely overrated, guys. It's so overrated.
I'll say this.
What else?
I want to laugh without having to pretend to be cool. That's why I like Friends.
Okay.
I think Seinfeld might be the most overrated sitcom of all time.
That's fair. That's fair. But also, I would say this about Seinfeld. In the time that it was made, it holds up better then than it does now. Like, you can't go back and watch Seinfeld. Well, some people can. But I don't think, like, if you've never watched Seinfeld and you go back and watch it, that it would really...
Won't get it.
It wouldn't tickle you like it would have if you watched it back then.
Boys, I feel like we got to know y'all a little bit better just through these top 5 sitcoms. I feel like we know y'all's personalities, what you like, what you do in your downtime. So I appreciate it.
Oh, thank
Yeah.
you. You don't have a top 5.
What is your
though.
number? Do you have a number 1?
Well, can I be completely honest with y'all?
Yeah.
Today is the day that I realized that sitcom means situational comedy.
What you think it meant?
I don't know.
It meant sitcom,
I just
bro.
thought it meant sitcom like a show. So I was going Breaking
Okay.
Bad. I was
Okay. Okay. All right.
So I'm thinking, why is Breaking Bad not any other thing? And then I literally looked it up
Lord.
online and it said that it's comedy shows. And I was like,
Oh Lord.
So,
Well, hey.
Breaking Bad.
Okay.
I don't know. He put Scooby Doo on his list. I mean, it can't get that much bad. That much worse.
Listen, I feel really dumb, honestly.
Hey.
So,
You know what? What I respect though, Kenny,
Is
full disclosure
The
too.
honesty.
Like, didn't even try to hide the fact.
Just
Didn't
let us know.
didn't just fake one and make one up
No,
while we went along.
I mean, I say when I learned that sitcom means situational comedy, my immediate thought was Fresh
okay,
Prince.
Fresh
I
Prince.
love Fresh Prince.
Let's discuss this though really quick before we get out of here.
Okay.
Did you learn sitcom with situational comedy from me while we were recording this?
No, you can look at my.
Okay.
I literally, you can look at my
Okay.
Google search. I looked up sitcom,
Okay.
and because I was like, y'all are all going comedy. Like,
What's going
I
on?
know Christian well enough to know that he's not just a comedy guy. Why is he only picking comedy? So I looked up sitcom, and it said situational comedy. I was like, oh well, damn, there you go.
There
That's
you
why
go.
That's why all y'all are picking comedies.
But Breaking Bad is not a sitcom.
No,
For
it's
those-
not.
breaking news, by the way.
Breaking news. My list is fraudulent.
All right, Gabe, send us out of here.
All right. This has been our top 5 for the week.